Oh, there we go. All right, everybody. Welcome to. We were interrupted yesterday by failure of internet. We had a really bad wind yesterday. It was 90 kilometers an hour, and something happened. Back on. So I thought if everything went well, I would come on today, and here I am. I'll just kind of get the center there. So from the last time, what I was doing is this painting. We did an acrylic painting and put our base coat and started doing some of the other. I'm just going to try and stop the curl a bit. So now what I want to do, if you remember, if you did see yesterday's, you can go to that if you didn't. I did say that I was going to finish up with colored pencils. And I haven't done this in quite a while, so I thought it would be a good way of finishing this. It's going to be a pocket, actually. That's why part of the folder shows on the top, because I'm just using this as my substrate, and then I'm going to cut. I think I'm probably just going to cut around here. I don't have to cut all the stuff out because the background on the folder that this is going on has the same background as this. So the pattern of the background of this will match up with the folder. So I put that on to do that. Hi, Donna. Good to see you here. So I thought I would do this in color. So I don't know if you done any color pencil on top of craft art paint, acrylic paint. That's why I like using it. It's very matte. It's not got a shine to it like your acrylics that are artist grade. They tend to have either a luster or a gloss finish. You can't use colored pencils on it. Now you could if you put a clear gloss or clear matte gesso on it. If you can find a gesso that's not too gritty, then you can use that and put the colored pencil on. I've never tried this before on my paintings. Do you use craft paint or do you use acrylic artist grade? It's a really great idea. I do it quite often when I want really nice fine detail or even certain types of shading. I'll use the colored pencils on top. You use both? Awesome. So if you do use the artist grade, you can just get clear gesso. I think, what is it? Winsor Newton has a fairly nice one that's not too gritty. I think Golden may have a nice one too. Yeah, I mix mine up too. Not fussy. I intermix. So what I thought I would try and do is put in some of the fun details of this and see what we can accomplish. If you're watching this and you would want the downloadable traceable for this, I have it in my join membership for $2.99 a month, and you have access to all of my printables in the past year that I've done. This one is on the membership. A lot of them I do have under the description in each video. So you'll have to look for that and it'll show a link that you can download. But the certain ones I don't, or any of the not streams but videos that I do, I will also have a downloadable link, and depending on what it was done in the membership or for public, will determine whether you can get it. I think I have some I made. Oh, you made your own, but it's not the clear. You have to use the clear to put over top of this. So after you paint it, you put the clear on top. So I'm upstairs in my office studio, and this is my one of my creations. So it's Lazy Susan, and I've just glued a bunch of these mesh pencils, and then I just color coordinated them, and those are all Prismas mainly. I got a few pens in there. This is what I typically use up here. So this here, the little watering can, let's start off with that. And we're going to want probably something in the sienna color. This one is a terracotta, perfect. And I do have a container here, and these are the brass sharpeners. I like these because you can change out your blades. So I'm just going to add a little bit of more definition. Chroma is too high, maybe. Key, maybe. Yeah, that's really bad. Maybe down to 50. Oop. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's see if I can fix it. Exposure. Flicker. That's the best I can do. I've got this terracotta one, and I'm just going to shading under here where it would be just a little bit darker. This is a Prisma pencil. So there'd be where the metal meets the next to each other, it would be a little bit more rusted. This is an old watering can, so I'm just using the side of my colored pencil and just very, very, very lightly going underneath it in a round circle. I like going in circles instead of lines. That way you don't have a directional looking area. So I find it hey Nancy. I wonder if I reset that. Looking at settings here. Sorry guys. I'm not happy with this. These settings aren't what I want. It's blurry to me. Let's see. It's a little better. I'm on my webcam, so now I'm the wrong way. Oh dear. Let's see. We got to do flip. Work. Yeah, there we go. All right. Just trying. Focus. White balance. There. Now you can see what I'm doing. All right. Hey, Diane. Oh no, not Diane. Yeah. Artful Dab. No, Tori. No, Artful Dabbler. Sorry, I'm having a brain lapse. The bus is going over. Oh, awesome. Oh, from Colleen's. Tori, all good. Yeah. So I'm just using a little bit of this terracotta color because it's kind of a rusty color. Just for the darker areas, like there's this little rib, I guess you could say, of old steel, whatever these are made out of. And they would have rusting underneath it. So I'm just add a little bit of that here and there. And also on the side, there's going to be a little bit more shadowing. There's the rib around the bottom of it. And I'm just gonna I got two whiny dogs. I got my door shut and they're whimpering. I don't know if you can hear them. Oh, sorry. Again. Hi, Nettie. Hi, Nettie. Donna, Nettie, Tori. Good to see you. With colored pencil, you can get a lot more detail, I find. A little more precision. But you don't have to use this. You could be satisfied with how you did your acrylic painting and just go with that. For me, I'm a real detail person. I love detail. So that's why I do a lot of work online. It's something I love to do, but you don't have to do this. It could be fine just with acrylic paint. Can you guys hear my dogs? Because if so, I can open my door and let them in and maybe they'll quiet down. They're sniffing under the door. Oh, now they're going to scratch. I'm going to let them in. All right. Come on. You have to be good. Now lay down. So I'm just doing some very light touch of very, very soft pressure. Don't want a lot. This I'm using my webcam today, so I'm upstairs. So I don't know. What's the picture for you guys? Is it okay? Oh, hi, Green. Thanks. Yeah, I figured it would be up your alley. A little blurry. Okay, let me see. I gotta find a way. It was good, and then I don't know. It's just let me see if I can fix it. See if I no autofocus is not working right on this thing, but it's got a kind of a fuzziness to it, and I don't know why. It's strange. Chroma key settings. Huh. That's all I can do. Reset. Yes. All right. See if we can get in now. So I reset. see how this looks. I think I'm gonna have to play with it later. A little better, but still not quite as good as it should be. When you move it, it blurs. It's a little jumpy here. Is it better now? Because I don't see it on my YouTube studio. Strange. Okay, so this will be a little bit dark under here. A little rusted from the water rolling down. So I'm just going in circles. Yes, and I think I goofed something. I did. This goes like this. A little bit darker under here. It would be shadowed. And the spout will be a little darker under there too. Just a smidge. And then there's kind of a little rim around here where the spout is. And because the spout's kind of it's combed, it's not flat, it's kind of combed. So you're gonna see the other circles be off centered. There's 1, 2, 3 areas where it levels up a little bit. So this one is going to be right there. And then the other one goes like that. It's a little bit on the rested side too, especially on the bottom part. Top part isn't as much because it wouldn't be getting as much water when you're tipping the can. So I'm just using the same color. I'm just gonna make it just a bit darker on the bottom part. And just a bit more here. And then I want a white. Where did I put it? Gonna sharpen this white. And then you'll see kind of a gloss shine. Right around here. So I'm just making it a little bit lighter. I'm not pressing hard. Right there. And then right here, it's kind of in the middle. And just kind of in the middle of that area that you just did with the white, make it a little bit brighter. And then on this part, a little bit. I think I'll take just a bit more of that terracotta color. I'm just gonna kind of dirty the top part here up a little bit. It's too clean looking. And this needs to be just a little bit more shaded there. Then we can take a black, sharpen that one too, because I want some really, you could take a marker for this too, making the holes in the spout. So there's each little ring has a bunch of holes, kind of in the center. And you can go right over top of that white area that you did. Try to space them out a little bit evenly, because that's mechanically what they would be. And same with the next one. And then the center one's got a bunch of them. So we go in a circle first. And you want them fairly even looking, like that. Dark. Let's see, I think I need a little bit of that kind of dark. It's kind of a, let's see what this one is. Blue indigo. It's a good shading color for this particular color of the, so I'm gonna do just a smidgen of that. I'm just going right over some of this area here, darkening it. Again, it depends how much detail you want. So this is actually a darker color tone-wise than the terracotta one. So I'm going to put a little bit of this down here too. Just mix it with the colors you already have on there. I like using the side of my colored pencil. Right around here on the bottom, I'm just gonna put a little bit shadowing over there. And under here, it just makes it a little more darker. For a successful painting, contrast is number one thing you have to keep in mind. If you don't have enough contrast, it doesn't have enough appeal. You can add really good contrast to have it look appealing, interesting. There'd be a little bit of a darkness in there. Put a little bit more in here, down here. And then here, this is that handles. It does have a hole for the screw, whatever it is in there. Maybe that's got some shadowing in it underneath. And in here, so I'm just adding some more of the blue, just get it a little bit more punch of contrast. A little bit of a rolled rim there too, so I'm just going to indicate that. And it goes off like that. And this is the part the handle curves over, so you're seeing the underside here and the top side there. So you want to make that a little bit darker, especially where the overlap happens in the drawing. That would be much darker. And here I think it's going to be a little darker. Okay. Candy. Separate two. A little bit more dark in there. See how it pops when you give a little bit more contrast? It just adds to the realism. Gives it depth, gives it dimension. All right, then I'm going to take my white, and we want a little bit of highlight. So I have a little bit of a highlight right there. I'm going to emphasize that there a little bit more. And just along the top edge there. And then the fold where it curls the tin there, maybe just a smidge in here. And the top part here of that roll here. And on the bottom here, because it sticks out, so you would get a little bit of a highlight. That needs to be. We'll see how that pops out with just a little bit of colored pencil. Now these sticks, let me think, could darken more actually. Depends how do you want them as a tongue depressors or let's see, brown maybe. I'm just gonna separate them. Put a little bit of a line down one side that you might see the side of the tongue depressor. Let's see there. Down there. It'd be a little bit darker, so I think I'll just put a really light coat of this brown over top down below here because it would be shadowed a little bit more. And then I'm just going to put some lines in actually. Light, very light strokes. Nothing crazy. just a few lines to show that they're good. You can make different marks with them. And we'll need some grays. So we have kind of a medium gray, so we want a little bit darker than this. Let's see what I got here. You could go into kind of a purpley gray too if you have some, depending on what kind of colored pencil you're using. Just looking, I don't think I have all pencils here. Oh, there's one. It might be a little bit, yeah. This one's a little bit. This one is that 50 or 60? I think it's 60% gray. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's. I'm going to sharpen that up a little. These are Prisma. Premium or whatever they got, premium or I don't know. Basic Prisma ones. Pretty sure they're all in silver, so they're hard to see. No, maybe it's 50% gray. It's a warm gray. These are, and it can be not fully covered, but just a little bit. And then those are the oh, it's broken. Oh, surprise, surprise. Were the wires that these are attached to. Now I may take my basket and put some highlights on this. Like so. This is actually one here. I think it's just got showing the top part here, the bottom. I think that's all of them. And I'm just gonna rough the. I'm only going in one direction though. Kind of scratchy looking. This metal can look like that. Got a little bit of color on the sides there just to show where they're meeting. You can put names on those. You could actually collage a name on those if you wanted to. Now I'm going to take my darker one here. Let's put Y. I'm going to put time here. Put Y in the center. M. And E. H. T. Then take your white and do a little bit of white right in the top part here. And right about, oh, that's probably going to be harder to put in. I might have to put some Posca in some of these because they're hard to get in clear. That. Maybe just a bit on this one there. I'm just going to lighten white on this one. And then this one here can be lighter on the side because it's catching the light more. Same with this here. And a bit down there. Right there. And I'm just going to take my black and line some of those white areas that are not really showing up too much. So I'm just going along the side of that white. So that it shows up a little bit more. And with a little bit of a shadow under there, under the nameplate. Just gives it just more definition. Okay. Now with the pots, you can take that terracotta color, which is, yeah, it's called terracotta. And you can add a little bit more shadowing underneath the pot if you want, along the side. And just do some streaks in it, maybe here and there. With this, you got to watch that you don't go over your white lines. I'll just put some terracotta color in there. Just gives it a little more interest. You don't have to if you like what you got, just leave it. Now, I didn't do the texture paste. What the heck? You okay? Here. All right. But you can make crackles on your piece anyways, so just get a pencil. Let's see, pencil. Or do I have one here? And what we can do is just make some cracks in this. So let's say there's some cracks in the, I'm not going to put a whole bunch in, but you can make them up yourself. A lot of times you'll see them in little squares or circles. It's just not lines. There's an actual pattern cracks, believe it or not. So just make some wiggly lines. There's small pattern and there's large pattern. It depends how much you want to do. Maybe there's one around here. Start at one. It's probably more on the top surface than there would be on the underneath because it wouldn't get the weather as much. So you keep that in mind if you want. Just on here. Leave some areas so it looks like you haven't got any problem with cracks. Okay. Thank you so much, Kathy. I will watch the rest later. Awesome. Have a good day, Tori. So we have the basis of what a crack looks like. Now, cracks have shadows and they have highlights. So you're going to have to think of where is the shadow or your light source coming from. So I'm thinking this light source is coming from the top. So cracks have dimension because the paint is usually peeling, so it's lifting slightly. So it's going to leave a mark. Let's see what color. I think we'll use. Let's see. something a little darker than maybe this one. This is a green ochre. The words are backwards to us. Oh, really? Are they backwards now? Because it's not showing that on my YouTube. So wherever the light would be coming from, you will see a cast shadow, anything that's going across. So you just put a very light coat wherever it might be crossing. Just on the bottom side, sharper point. Oh, that's weird. Why would it? Vertical, horizontal flip. Is that better? I guess it looks backwards to me on my YouTube, but it doesn't for you guys. Strange. Then I just put my, you don't have to do the full line. You could, maybe it's only portion of it is coming up, but it's still got a crack in it. So we go lay down. I'm just doing a few of these, and I'm going to do them all because you don't want them all done. Okay, so there. Then you take a white, and you can go on the top of those areas and down some of the lines. I don't think this one's going to show. Nope, I'm going to have to use a Posca for this. Let's see. Okay, so on the top part, it needs a lot of shaking. See if it works. Yep. I'm just going to dab too. Just those top areas where you have the shaded areas. That. On the top side. And then I'm going to put a little bit of highlight on too. So just a bit of a highlight along the top parts of the curves. Like that. And wonderful. Where did I put that? I think I'll have to let that dry. I think I can, let's see if I can do this. Right along the edge of that. No, it's Posca too. Just add a little bit right along the edge of that glass. Just not the whole outline, just bits of it. Especially the top here. And then half the circle. And right here. And there. And where we did a mark with your paintbrush, you can add a little bit more of that in. Just swipe it down with your finger. Just need a little bit more strength in the white. And right in here needs to be a little bit brighter. See if this might look a little bit better if I have some of this in curves. And I'm going to put more on the just to be a little bit brighter there. And just a smidge in your brightest areas. So I think it's, and we can take that beigey color that we used for the cracks, and we can color this up a little bit more, give it a little more dimension. So along the side of your pencil, just lightly go halfway up and around the bottom of this center circle part. Just light touch. It's easier to do a bunch of coats than a real heavy coat, and then you're upset with it. And then in here would be really dark, right underneath. And it would cast a bit of a shadow on the bottom here. And then right here along the bottom, let's go up a bit. And then on this part here, the same thing. You just go up halfway, bring your pencil down, and just going in a circular motion. And then up again. And then just a little bit more on the center of this, where it's underneath, because it would be a little more shadowed. And then you can do the same up here. So halfway up, bring it down, up again. And the little on the top, same way. Like so. Take a look at it, see if you like it or not. You can add or, now, if you have the right kind of erasers, sometimes you take up some if you've made a mistake. Add a little bit here. And then you can do the same with your white pencil. Nope, that's not it. Make sure there's no dirt on it. And then just at the very top, I'm just gonna put a little bit of light color in there, and along the center area of that piece, a little bit. And a little on here, center. Here. And here. It just gives a little bit more dimension when you do this. What else can we do? Can darken the brown. Right underneath here, we darken that a little bit. Darker. Just bring it out. Bring it out. Just release the pressure as you bring it out. Same with here. Like that. And then even the glass, where the glass is meeting the table, there would be just a slight bit of shadow from that glass. All right, now this here was the area where the string was going to be. So what I'm thinking of doing, I'm going to take a, let's see, probably a gray. And I'm going to color that in with the gray. I don't want it really heavy, but I don't want it light either. Take a medium gray color and color all that area in where the light. Now this is if you were going to be doing what I'm doing. And what I'm going to be doing is gluing actual string on here. So I want a background because I don't want to put a like huge amount of string, so it's bulky. But this should kind of show that there's a bit of a background. Now I have this, it came in a big bundle of all different kinds of string. So I'm going to use this. And maybe I'll just keep it folded. I'm just going to wrap it around my finger. That's going to be too thick. Don't want it really thick. Let me think, how am I going to do this? Or do I have knots in it? And I could do that. Did I bring my scissors? And I didn't. I have to get scissors. I'll be right back. All right. If I take that. So it's wrapped around the. Is it going to be too bulky though? And how much I can glue that on. See. So I have matte medium here. I think it's going to be fairly thick. How do I want it? It's going to be fairly thick. How do I want it? I think this. We shall see. That medium will dry. So once it's dry, I want it pretty well plastered on so it doesn't move. So I'm going to put a little bit in the center there and smush it in. And then just cut the leftovers. Strings all over. And then we let it dry. And, see how it looks. Might have to add more later. Let's see. And then we let it dry. And then once it's dry, I'll cut it and add it to my file folder pocket. So there it is. So I'll give this a try and put it in your art folders. So get out your stuff, everybody, and have a fantastic creative evening. Just doodle, do whatever you can for creativity. It does make you feel better. And it just kind of takes your mind off of the craziness of the world. So have a good day, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.